Haaland with a hat-trick of goals. The Blues absolutely in control of this cup tie until Jordan Clark probably scored the best goal of the match and has pulled it back to 3-1 just before half-time. And therefore, maybe this cup tie still has plenty of life in it yet. At half-time, though, it is looking good for the moment for the Blues. It's Luton 1, City 3. Well, let's go back to the studio and we can join Natalie, who's in the company of Nicky Weaver and Paul Dickov.
Welcome back to Matchday Live. It is half-time at Kenilworth Road and someone in the studio predicted 3-1. 3-1 at half-time, Nicky?
Yeah, and possibly at full-time. But, yeah, it was interesting first off. Obviously, City did really well. It's all been about, De Bruyne and Haaland, hasn't it? But yeah, just took the gloss off it, that goal at the end, I think.
Yeah, so it's 3-1, City were leading 3-0, and then a stunning goal, 25-yard shot just before half-time means it is 3-1. So thank you for joining us again. I'm still joined by Nicky Weaver and by Paul Dickov. Paul, first of all, a hat-trick of assists for Kevin, a hat-trick of goals for Erling. It's so lovely to see them back together, isn't it?
It is, and it's frightening to watch. Me and Nicky were saying it could have been 5 or 6, and that's not being unkind or being silly about it. But Kevin De Bruyne, his ability, his vision, it looks simple what he does, but he's probably one of the only players in the league that can execute the passes that he does. And Haaland's movement for the first one inside the box was great. I know Nicky will probably give Stefan Ortega credit for the second goal. I think he's been fantastic with his feet coming in. But yes, some of the move, a little bit surprised. Núñez obviously started out wide, Bernardo Silva came in the middle. But the interchange between the middle three and the front three has been fantastic, and Luton have not been able to handle it. Every
time we go forward, Nicky, we look like we're going to score.
Yeah, it's been incredible, really. Like Paul said, De Bruyne's through balls, he makes it look, it's not easy, but he makes it look so easy. And like I said about the second goal, typical look back and through into Haaland, lay it off, slide it down. He didn't have to break his stride. He missed 2 chances in between his second and third goal, which he'd have probably expected himself to score. And then, obviously, his last one, he dinked it over there, and he perhaps should have done that with one earlier where Tim Quill made a good save. But yeah, incredible to think that he's scored 3, and he'll I'm not saying he'll be going off at half-time disappointed, but he'll think there's more there to be had second half, certainly.
Which is wonderful, wonderful. If you ever thought we'd gone away, it does feel like that was a first-half performance where we're back, depending where you sit on that. 4 minutes in, though, we get the first goal, Paul, which is, was a sense of relief went through me after the last couple of games. And immediately, when we take the lead at 4 minutes, that something's going to have to change with the other team. They're going to have to suddenly go into their plan B. But I mean, in terms of that goal, it was a Haaland goal. It was a Kevin De Bruyne assist, a Kevin De Bruyne cutback. Haaland just sweeps in with a Haaland-style finish.
It was, and I think Pep was slightly relieved as well. I think probably leading up to the game, and Nicky will know this in the changing room, they'll be on about get the crowd quiet the first 10-15 minutes. If we can get our noses in front, keep them quiet. But it was a great team goal because Akanji's got the ball with a couple of players around him and he's managed to dribble out. Plays it into Núñez, and when people see it again, you've got to see the desire of Kevin De Bruyne. He sprinted 60 yards to sort of overlap, if you like, Núñez, who's played a great ball in, and then when Kev gets that, he's going to deliver in the position that he's in. But it was fantastic moving from Haaland because defenders in front of Erling, he's checked, the defenders went, and then he's just stuck in front of him and put it in the net. But from Akanji to Núñez, the run from De Bruyne, and then the ball in the finish, it was fantastic.
We've already mentioned the second one there, a goal again. It was a Kevin De Bruyne assist to Haaland, but the Stefan Ortega move in it. Stefan Ortega to Haaland, to De Bruyne, to Haaland, finish. I mean, it's a simple goal, Nicky.
It sounds very simple, and it's been a bit of a theme of the first half. Luton have obviously locked on a little bit, but Ortega's looked to drop it in to Haaland quite a lot, and they've had a lot of success from that, and that's with the second goal. And yeah, I think Haaland almost studded it back to De Bruyne, and then the weight of the pass through. And yeah, the finish is what you'd expect of Haaland. But yeah, just De Bruyne's weight of pass, Haaland didn't have to break stride. It was on his favoured left foot, and he swept it in the goal.
Ortega had the ball in his goal. The ball was in the back of the net. 8 seconds later.
Yeah, again, it's something you don't see very often because, you know, in football, because it's normally all build and get a few passes in and try and break the lines that way. But yeah, sometimes, you know, the easiest way is the simplest way, and it certainly was there. And yeah, it's a great ball into him, great touch from Haaland, great pass from De Bruyne, and you know the finish speaks for itself. So yeah, 8 seconds, it's, you know, unbelievable. It has been a theme of the half, and it's something that Ortega's looked to do regularly.
And then the third goal.
I think that makes it even more impressive because, you know, from the turnover from Bournemouth to today, they wouldn't have had a lot of time to work on anything in training.
No.
You know, but it's obviously something they've spoke about, something that Pep sat them down and showed them where the weaknesses in Luton. But then to be able to talk about it and then execute it in the pitch is a completely different thing, so that makes it much more impressive.
It really does. It really, really does. Such a good point. The third goal again, it was a Kevin De Bruyne assist and an Erling Haaland finish. It was checked by VAR for offside. It looked tight, but we thought it was on here. Measures his run really well, Nicky.
Yeah, he's just sort of leant, and it looked like his sort of maybe shoulder might have just gone an inch or two offside, but luckily it wasn't. And once he's got through there, Tim Krul comes out to narrow the angle, and it's a great finish. Just sort of dinked it, and it went past the onrushing Krul, and yeah, 3-0, and he's going in with a hat-trick, and De Bruyne is going in with a hat-trick of assists, which is just unbelievable, really. It just doesn't happen, does it, in 45 minutes? And, you know, if they both stay on the pitch for another half an hour each, say, then who knows what the score might be.
Do you have a preferred assist from the three and a preferred finish from the three?
I think the preferred finish would be the third one, because I think it was really cultured. It's difficult to dink a ball as you're running as fast as you can and the ball's running away from you. But I think my favourite goal would probably be the second one, just because probably the goalkeeper, Ortega's involved, clips it in. Typical clip it into the big man, lay it off and spin. The assist was fantastic, and the finish. So yeah, the finish was the third one definitely, but the assist was the second one.
We're running a poll currently on YouTube, and 55% of you agree with Nicky that the third goal was the best one. Paul, are you in that camp?
The best finish, and I think, you know, Erling missed one just before it when, you know, after he's gone through. Me and Nicky have actually said, we're not telling Erling Haaland how to score a goal, don't get me wrong, but we're like, maybe he could have dinked it, so he's obviously gone through this time and thought, that's the one, and Nicky hit the nail on the head. It's so difficult to do when you're running it, the pace he's running at, the goalkeeper's coming out, the ball's going away from you, just to steady yourself down and dink it in. But my favourite assist was the second one, only because, not the first one, sorry, only because the ground Kevin De Bruyne had to make up. You know, he was literally halfway in his own half when Núñez picks up the ball, and the desire he's got after being out for so long to sprint 60 yards and then have the calmness when he gets the ball to pick out Haaland. It's just unbelievable football, isn't it?
What you watch, it's elite level stuff, and they make it look, it's so difficult and they make it look so easy. So yeah, credit to the pair of them, and you know, very lucky to have those two players on our books, for sure.
We really are. We're so lucky to have the both of them back as well. So we're going to go back over to Kenilworth Road now, where FG and Sean Wright-Phillips will give us their thoughts on the first half.
Yes, thank you, Nat. Here we are, half-time, Kenilworth Road. What a first half that was. We'll start with the goal after 4 minutes from Erling Haaland. Who else? Good work from Akanji to Núñez, and then KDB to Erling Haaland. Yes, correct, it was. It's nice to see them two linking up again, both on the pitch as well and getting that early goal, but Erling's movement in the box was superb. KDB waited for him as he checked back and put the ball in his path, and we know what he can do from then onwards. We have missed that KDB to Erling Haaland, and then we got it again. I mean, in the 18th minute, the assist again. An amazing ball for Erling Haaland, but we noticed that the centre-half was going 1v1 against Erling, and he actually played off it quite well, didn't he? Yeah, I think it's pretty brave from Rob Edwards in what he's trying to do, but in doing that, he's costing himself a lot, especially in the middle areas, I feel, because at times Ortega's been able to play a straight ball straight to Haaland, where it's been on the ground or in the air, and he's done exactly that, and that's where one of the goals come from. Erling brings it down, sets it straight back to KDB, and KDB puts a straight pass and slides him straight through, and then it's in the back of the net. And it's never in doubt from our number 9, is it? Let's talk about Luton. So the majority of their attacks we think have come from their left wing. A couple of early balls across the City goal came from the left-hand side. Chong's been an outlet, hasn't he? Yeah, he has, and he always has been throughout the season. He hasn't started as many games as me personally thinks he should, but when he's come in, he's done really well. He's caused problems. He's quick on the ball, and that left-hand side of him and Doughty seems to work. They get the ball out to him, and Doughty normally delivers the ball in.
and that's what they've been doing pretty much all game.
And then, of course, the sad part of the first half, I mean, there was only one moment that we were a little bit upset to see, of course, Jack Grealish going off. We think it might be another groin injury. We don't know, though, but it's never nice to see, is it?
Yeah, I'm gutted for him. He'll be gutted for himself, and I think the rest of the players and the fans will feel exactly the same. He's just come back, and when you come back from an injury, you want to impress the manager to try and be in his plans for the next following games, and sadly for Jack, just this one game, it just wasn't to be.
Of course, we wish him so well. Then it was time for our number 9 to collect another match ball. A hat-trick for Erling Haaland, a little dink, which he had a couple of chances before, and Sean was saying, oh, he could have dinked that, and then he did it. He didn't keep it. It was a great finish, wasn't it?
It was a fantastic finish, and I think that's what makes him such a special striker. He may not make the right decision or the choice that puts the ball in the back of the net the first time, but the second time around, he corrects whatever he could have did different, and that's exactly what he did, and it flew in the back of the net. And now, I'm just delighted he's got his goal-scoring boots on, and the big game this weekend coming up.
It's almost like Erling Haaland's warming up for a derby. He's still got 45 minutes still to go. We have to mention, of course, a great goal, by the way, from Luton, from Clark. Brilliant strike. Ortega didn't move. Great finish.
Yeah, it was an amazing finish. He took a chance, took a shot from outside the box, and he basically caught it perfectly, and he put it in a position which made it hard for Ortega to score. And if you want to concede a goal, it's rather concede one like that rather than a mistake or them out or play you off the park. So I'll take that.
Well, second half still to come. Erling Haaland's got one match ball. Just how many will he score? We will see. But let's head back to the studio.
Love FG's optimism. Thank you, FG. Thank you so much to Sean Wright-Phillips. So, yes, a first half hat-trick for Erling Haaland. How many hat-tricks is that? Obviously, he's just in his second season. How many hat-tricks for City now, do you think?
It's 8 or 9.
OK, what are you going for?
I'll go 8 then, you can go 9.
I'll go 9, yeah.
Nicky's right. Eight hat-tricks for City now. That was his first...
season and a half.
In a season and a half. His first away hat-trick.
Wow.
The other 7 have all come at the Etihad. And his second hat-trick in the FA Cup as well. Not bad for his second season.
And it's only half-time.
And it's, oh gosh, OK. So I was particularly excited when the third goal went in, Paul, because in my head I thought you go in at half-time 3-0 and that gives you a chance to take off some of the players to rest them. But of course then Jordan Clark pops up with that absolutely 25-yard worldie. How do you think that goal for Luton will affect anything, any changes or anything that Pep might have done at half-time?
I don't think, I mean, in general, unless there's an injury, I can't really remember Pep making any subs at half-time. But I think what it will do, it'll give Pep the excuse to tell him to start the second half right, like they did the first half. Don't let them back in the game. Don't give them a sniff of anything, just to keep them on their toes. If there was any complacency going to settle in at all, and I don't think there would have been, that goal maybe gives Pep the excuse to go in at half-time and make sure that there's not.
It was an unbelievable strike, Nicky, and Stefan, he didn't even move, he couldn't do anything. Yeah,
I mean, I think he was unsighted, but I don't think if he was sighted, it was unbelievable. It was right in the top corner, it had whip on it, dip on it. Yeah, I'm sure he's never scored one like that before, so not in against a team like Man City. But yeah, it just takes the edge off the first half, and it would have been nice to go in 3-0 at half-time. But yeah, they had a little spell after we scored first. I think it was Nathan Ake made a fantastic block from Carlton Morris, which was a goal-saving block, and they had a little spell there, and then City obviously dominated the rest of the half. But it just gives us a little reminder that they have got some talent there. They are dangerous, and we certainly don't want them to get another goal.
So that goal, and then of course FG and Sean Wright-Phillips mentioned it, the injury to Jack Grealish for me is the real downer on that first half. We were seeing shots of him looking really unhappy, and we were wondering obviously what was going on just before he went off. We know absolutely nothing. It's a presumption that there is something, he felt something going off again. You said before the game, Paul, how you hope so hoping he was going to start getting a run of games now. It's so disappointing.
I think every City fan were hoping that as well. And, the only, as I said, we don't know what's happened. You just hope Jack's maybe felt a little bit of something, and with the big games we've got coming up, he's used his experience a little bit. And maybe I'm grasping at straws here, but it's a little bit of a precaution. But it is worrying when, obviously, he's just come back and he has to walk off the pitch. And he looked visibly upset as well, which isn't usually a good sign.
Yeah, when he got the jacket over, he looked distressed, didn't he? So, and sometimes as a player, you sort of know your body. So yeah, fingers crossed it's not as serious as it may be.
Yeah, felt sad when he buried his head in the hood there. Yeah, obviously everybody here hopes that Jack is okay. Right, the players are coming out now for the second half. We will be back at full time where hopefully we are talking about City getting into that quarter-final draw so we can retain our FA Cup. If you're not watching on the app, get over there now. Alistair Mann and Michael Brown have your second half commentary. We'll see you in 45.
Welcome back. Good timing, Natalie. Luton out, City just about coming onto the field now, and they will be attacking the end where their supporters are housed. The Blues in complete control, it seemed. A hat-trick for Erling Haaland, a hat-trick of assists for KDB, but then that wonderful goal from Jordan Clark has just planted a tiny seed of